Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really going to tear down the walls of what you might think Formula One is.
Yeah, definitely more than just the racing.
Exactly. We're plunging headfirst into a world that's, frankly, way more intricate and dramatic than just fast cars. We've got a whole stack of recent news sources
A
here.
real mix looking at it.
Right. And our mission is to cut through all that noise, find the most surprising bits, the crucial insights from F1 right now. Because it's not just a sport anymore, is it?
Not at all. It's this huge global thing, high-stakes drama, cutting-edge tech, big cultural impact.
A multi-billion-dollar spectacle, really.
Absolutely. And what's striking looking at these sources is how they paint F1 as this complex, well, corporate and entertainment beast.
Yeah, boardroom drama is almost as big as the on-track stuff.
Often just as impactful, I'd say. These headlines, they give you a snapshot of how dynamic F1 is. You see how things connect that you wouldn't expect.
Seemingly disparate threads, like you said.
Exactly. From the team boardrooms to the track, and then way beyond that into, entertainment and business. It's all intertwined.
Okay, so to really get a grip on F1 right now, I think we have to start with the drama's thickest. That's got to be Red Bull Racing, right? Specifically, Christian Horner.
Oh, yeah. Those headlines were impossible to miss.
You saw them everywhere. The Financial Times calling it the humbling of Christian Horner. Said F1's scrappy fighter kind of ran out of road. A very public situation.
And then you get Bernie Ecclestone chiming in. Never shy, is he?
Huh, never. What did he say?
Said Horner's big mistake was thinking he's still 20 years old.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's blunt even for Bernie.
But it's more than just gossip, isn't it? It's about power, ego, the whole dynamic shifting at the top of a winning team.
And what's really fascinating is watching how the stability or instability of one guy's job ripples through everything, especially for Max Verstappen.
His future just blew up as the main topic, didn't it?
Instantly. We saw headlines like from The Guardian basically saying no guarantees for Red Bull that Horner's sacking will keep Verstappen. Think about that leverage.
Incredible. One driver potentially dictating team stability. Has that level of power always been there?
It feels like it's evolved, definitely amplified now. Some reports were super dramatic, Verstappen, Red Bull era, NDS kind of stuff.
Jumping the gun a bit, maybe?
Probably. Others were more measured. His brother-in-law apparently mentioned a date for his F1 future decision.
The classic decision date revealed story.
You know it. And then there was that rumor that wouldn't die down. Verstappen and Toto Wolff meeting.
Oh yeah, the yachts and the private jet tracking. Pure F1 speculation fuel.
Exactly. But then you had Gunther Steiner, being pragmatic, said moving from Red Bull would be very risky for Max.
Which makes sense, given their dominance.
But he also sort of hinted Mercedes might be making a crucial error going after him so hard. It just shows how deep those Horner ripples went, still feeling them.
Yeah, the Horner story definitely casts a long shadow. But like you said, it's just one piece. The whole grid, even the FIA, seems to be in constant flux.
It does feel like a period of, instability across the board.
Take George Russell. Reports about his Mercedes contract talks stalling over some key demand.
Right, while another source said a hurdle to join a 2.7 BN F1 team might be clearing for him. It's confusing.
And it sounds like his future really hangs on what Verstappen decides. Again, that leverage.
It all comes back to Max, seemingly.
Then you've got Daniel Ricciardo. Still a talking point. Cadillac explicitly ruled out trying to lure him back.
Which says a lot about how tight those seats are. Very competitive.
And it's not just drivers and teams. There's been serious heat around the FIA, the governing body.
Yeah, that's been bubbling up. What specifically?
Well, Tim Mayer, who's a pretty prominent figure, accused the FIA president, Ben Sulayem, of a reign of terror. Strong words.
Wow, reign of terror. That's serious.
It came out amidst all these reports of internal power struggles, questions about transparency, controversial decisions. There was even talk of F1's next boss facing sack.
So serious political undercurrents there. Governance challenges right below the surface.
Exactly. Beneath all the glamour.
That's a really important lens, though, how the sport is run. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, this huge cultural boom F1's having, it's directly tied to massive business moves.
Like Apple getting involved.
Exactly. Look at Apple's strategy. Bidding for the US F1 rights, apparently topping ESPN's offer. That's huge.
Potentially streaming races directly. That changes everything.
Could be a fundamental shift, maybe more direct to consumer, bypassing the usual sports channels. It's not just about writing a bigger check, it's about controlling the platform.
And TNT Sports is still interested too, despite the Warner Bros. Discovery split.
Yeah, they're still sniffing around the rights. Shows how hot the market is for F1 broadcasting.
So much money and media attention pouring in. It really proves F1 is way more than just a race on Sunday now.
It's a global entertainment property, full stop.
Absolutely. And this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. F1 bursting into the mainstream culture. A lot of that seems connected to Hollywood, doesn't
That
it?
Brad Pitt movie effects.
The F1 film, yeah, it actually killed it at the box office, apparently. $144 million global opening. That made it Apple's biggest theatrical film ever.
Wow, okay. That's serious money.
And Apple's strategy seems clear. Embed F1 in pop culture. Get that crossover appeal.
Makes sense. Did the critics like it?
Mixed bag, really. Some love the spectacular macho melodrama, how they handled Pitt with panache. Others, less so. One called it everything wrong with Hollywood.
Always divisive.
But honestly, regardless of reviews, the money talks.
Yeah.
The buzz it created. Undeniable impact on F1's visibility. It's not just for petrol heads anymore. It's becoming like a cultural thing.
So this raises a really important question, I think. How does this massive visibility, this cultural boom, actually affect the fans, on the ground level?
Good question. We've seen some amazing things, right?
Like that 85-year-old F1 fan getting VIP treatment after a TikTok video went viral. That's just brilliant.
Pure connection. Shows the passion the sport inspires.
Totally. But then you get the other side of the coin.
Yeah, like that YouTuber, Angry Ginge, arrested for F1 car damage at Silverstone.
Right, and reports of a classic F1 steering wheel being stolen.
It's the double-edged sword of popularity, isn't it? For every lovely story like the Grandma fan.
There's someone doing something stupid because the spotlight's bigger. It's a direct consequence of that heightened profile.
Shows the raw enthusiasm and sometimes the unfortunate side effects.
And this cultural spread, it goes into lifestyle too. Headlines talking about how Formula One fashion made a comeback.
I've seen that. The team gear is everywhere now.
And how the narrative has shifted. Someone wrote, less death, more social media, comparing F1 films decades apart, shows a fundamentally changed world. It's all connected.
Okay, so beyond the glitz, the drama, the Hollywood effect, F1 is still about the racing, at its heart. Anyway. So what does all this off-track stuff, the politics, the business deals, the culture wave actually mean for the racing itself? Have we still got good action?
Oh, absolutely. We've had some genuinely fantastic moments recently. Proof that wheel-to-wheel excitement is alive and well.
Like Lando Norris at the British Grand Prix. That looked like a dream win for him.
It really did. And he talked afterwards about a big mental shift in how he's approaching the championship fight. That's interesting.
Yeah, seeing that confidence grow. And Oscar Piastri winning from pole in Spain.
Huge for him, showcasing that talent. And George Russell winning in Canada after that McLaren clash. Tenacity.
Great moments. They remind you that despite everything else swirling around, the competition is still the core.
Definitely. But while some drivers are hitting their stride, you've got others, top guys, really struggling. That adds another layer, doesn't it?
You mean like Lewis Hamilton with the Ferrari?
Yeah, he's been incredibly open about it, called the car unbelievably tricky, even said it's the most difficult car I've driven in these conditions.
Wow, that's quite a statement from him.
He's also mentioned it being snappy, complained about poor strategy calls. It's not just whining, it raises real questions about driver adaptability versus car design in this era.
For sure. And when you, as a fan, hear a legend like Hamilton struggling, it really hits home how tough it is, even for the best.
Absolutely. It shows how fine the margins are for success in F1, the constant battle with the machinery, the team.
Looking ahead then, the sport never stands still. The big thing looming is the 2026 rules change. That feels seismic.
Huge! And we're hearing drivers are maybe a bit wary about voicing concerns, perhaps for political reasons, as one source put it.
Which suggests they might not be entirely happy with the direction.
Possibly. It's not just small tweaks. New power units, more electrical power, simpler engines supposedly, trying to cut costs, attract new manufacturers.
It could totally reshape the pecking order. New contenders, maybe?
That's the hope. And then, almost going the other way, you have the FIA president, Ben Sulayem, talking about maybe returning to V8 engines eventually.
V8s. Wow, that feels almost nostalgic. A big departure from the complex hybrids.
It really would be. What would that mean for engineering? Would it level the field? Or just create new problems for teams like Ferrari, who Hamilton says are already struggling?
It's that constant tension, isn't it? Tradition versus tech advancement.
A fascinating push and pull. And also worth mentioning, those ongoing talks about maybe adding a 12th team to the grid.
Right, expanding the field.
Yeah.
More competition, more seats for young drivers.
Potentially. And speaking of drivers, we're seeing more F1 prospects looking at Formula E as a serious career path. The latter isn't just F1 or bust anymore.
Interesting diversification. What about the tech side for 2026?
Well, get this. Aston Martin has an AI partner specifically helping Adrian Newey design their 2026 car.
Adrian Newey using AI. Wow. The greatest designer meets cutting-edge tech. That's properly futuristic.
Tells you where things are heading. And don't forget Cadillac's massive bet $1 billion into F1, including actively searching for drivers now.
$1 billion. That's immense confidence from a new player. Shows the investment pouring into F1's future.
From traditional giants and new names alike.
What an incredible deep dive we've had today into F1. Seriously, from the Christian Horner saga and those huge business deals,
To the amazing on-track wins and the tech that's shaping the future.
it's just clearer than ever. F1 is so much more than just a sport. It's this global spectacle, always changing, always captivating.
Absolutely. Human drama, tech wizardry, cultural impact, all rolled into one.
Constantly evolving.
You know, our whole exploration today really shows F1 as this kind of microcosm for so many global trends. Tech pushing limits, entertainment and sport blurring, personal brands having huge power, and just that relentless competition driving everything.
That's a great way to put it.
So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? A final thought maybe for you listening. Given all these shifts we've talked about, the new media deals, the driver power plays, the 2026 rules, the sport's exploding popularity, what kind of F1 are we actually going to be watching in, say, 10 years?
Good question.
And maybe more importantly, how might all these changes reshape your own experience? Your experience of following and maybe loving this pretty extraordinary game?